Okay, so we'll look at question 1 where it says solve the equation sin x plus 30 equals 2 cos x plus 45. So this is about looking up your compound angle and selecting the right one. So when we've got the sin x plus 30, if you look up your formula sheet, we can end up seeing that we end up getting sin x cos 30 plus cos x sin 30. And that equals our other side where we're going to have to leave the 2 where it is. And now we've got to do cos x plus 45. So again, looking up the formula, we end up getting cos x cos 45 minus sin x sin 45. So these exact values we can then put into our calculator, and we can simplify to the next line of root 3 over 2 sin x. So that's the first bit, plus sin 30 is a half, so a half cos x equals, and if we multiply this bit out, so cos 45 gets us and then multiplied by 2, so we end up with root 2 cos x minus, and then we've got to do sine 45, but then also multiply it by 2, so we end up with root 2 sine x. Okay, so now we've got to get our sines to one side and our cosines to the other side. So I'm going to add my root 2 sine x onto this side. So we end up with root 3 over 2 sine x plus root 2 sine x. And on this side, we've got root 2 cos x minus a half cos x. So what we can now do is factorize both sides. So we end up with root 3 over 2 plus root 2 sine x. So we're going to put the other one in the bracket. Equals root 2 minus a half cos x. And let's just put that in the bracket. So now we need to get sine over cos. So because sine over cos is equal to tan, so we end up with sine x over cos x. So we've divided that bit, which means we've got to bring, so we've divided that one over there, so we've got to bring this one over to this side, bring that over to that side. So we end up with root 2 minus a half all over root 3 over 2 plus root 2. And when you end up putting that into your bracket, we end up with tan of minus 1 of 0.4, which gives us 21.8 degrees. We can then use our cast diagram, and we're looking for the A and the T. All schools teach children, so we're looking in this section and this section, which means our second answer is going to end up being 201.880 plus the 21.8.